white man's...
Much more. This is the Baltimore Soccer Show, presented in cooperation with the Baltimore Spirit Indoor Soccer Team and brought to you by BGE Appliance and Electronics, the Broadcasting Institute of Maryland, Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital, the Soccer House, and L.H. Cranston & Sons. Here are your hosts, Michelle Brown and Rick Snyder.
Welcome, soccer fans, and welcome back, Michelle.
Thanks, Rick. It's great to be back. We have a super show planned for everybody today. We'll be looking at the Metro Soccer Classic and visiting the Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital.
And we visited the Union Memorial Hospital's Sports Medicine Center to help show our fans how to avoid injuries. And we'll have all the highlights from tonight's game with the only team from Cleveland who's in town legally, the Crunch.
Also, we'll have the intense level of play from the state high school championships, which you attended.
Yeah, that's a soccer show I'll never forget. But first, here's an indirect pick to the announcer's booth and the Spirit's new MC, Bruce Main.
Bruce, welcome
Hello.
on board here. Oh, it's my pleasure, really, a pleasure and a privilege to be with the Spirit this season.
What is it like being an announcer for the pro team?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot different from sitting behind the mic doing traffic because you don't see the people you're talking to, but here, it's like you're right in the fishbowl, and it's really the pit of excitement. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's great to be part of the team like the Spirit because the crowds come out, they are loud. This building is storied with great indoor sports history, and I mean, you look around, you see the banners from previous teams and of course the Spirit banners, and hopefully we can all be part of hanging one more up there that says champions for this season. The crowd coming out and me just being out here, sometimes acting like a little bit of the goof, but it is a lot of fun.
Well, that's great. We certainly look forward to hearing you as the voice of the Baltimore Spirit here at the arena, and lots of luck, Bruce.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
The Baltimore Football Club Terminators literally terminated the Soccer Club of Baltimore Flames in the under-14 division of the Metro Soccer Classic held at the Utz Twardowitz Field. Both girls' teams displayed their obvious love for competition with the aggressive play that took place on the field. We spoke with Flames coaches Craig Habbick and Bonnie Thomas, whose team last spring came in second place in the Maryland Cup Finals.
Well, this is the SCB under-13 girls team. We've managed to come in third place out of a group of, I guess, about 20 teams. This team last year came in second place in the State of Maryland Cup Finals. Tonight's game was won by a team that has a little better or far superior ball handling skills than we had, and they were able to put the ball in the net, and we just weren't able to generate the offense that we wanted to.
I've been involved with SCB. This is my third year. Craig and I coached the team this year. This was an under-14 tournament that we played in. And these girls that we have, most of them are 12 years old. We do have a few 13-year-old girls. But I think that they proved that they can play on the same field as these girls. We had a tough time tonight, but we certainly weren't outmatched. I just think that we just didn't play quite as well as they did tonight. And we have the Soccer Club of Baltimore Thanksgiving tournament that's being held at Edgewood High School Thanksgiving weekend, and we're going to Raleigh, North Carolina, December 9th and 10th. So we got a busy schedule coming up.
That'll finish our outdoor season for this year. Then we go indoor. So it's been a long 5 months, but the kids are going to have a great time in Raleigh.
Yeah.
The championship Terminators coach, Jay Gollum, talked about their playing techniques that won the tournament and what's ahead for the team.
Well, we have a pretty strong squad. That's pretty obvious. I think that we have the ability to push it up and put a lot of pressure on the goal, and we do pretty well in those kind of situations. We get pumped for these games down here under the lights, and it's just a lot of fun. Well, our goal all along has been to become the best in the state and win the state cup, and we're right there now. And we'll be playing in the state cup in the spring. We'll be competing with we are right now competing with the best teams around in the Maryland and Virginia area. We play WAGS Division I. We went undefeated and untied in WAGS Division I this year, so we won that division. And now what's ahead is the state cup and trying to be the best.
Congratulations to both teams for their competitive spirit that has gotten them this far in tournament play.
What can be done to prevent soccer injuries? We'll find out after this.
BGE Appliance and Electronics has what you're looking for.
Safety for participants of the game of soccer. We traveled to Union Memorial Hospital's Sports Medicine Center, where we talked to Dr. Bill Howard. Dr. Howard, thanks for allowing us to come here to the Union Memorial Sports Medicine Center.
Good to have you here.
Would you tell us a little bit about your program and how it relates to the soccer injuries?
Well, we started this program about 16 years ago because there was a need, we thought, for the amateur athlete to be treated. The colleges, the pros all had their own physicians and medical areas to get treated. But here we found there was a need for the little leaguers, the joggers, the tennis player, and the soccer players. So we started that program 16 years ago, and we've seen a lot of soccer players since.
What would you say is the most common injury?
Most common, as in most sports injuries, is an overuse injury. People doing too much, too long, too hard, and perhaps not doing it the right way. One thing that we've learned is that athletes who want to play a competitive game today should stay in shape all year round. It used to be when I was playing, and probably you, that when you were going to play football, you started getting in shape about August the 1st. Well, that doesn't work anymore for soccer, football, or any sport. You should stay in shape with some kind of exercise program all year round.
How did you end up here at the sports clinic?
Combination of soccer and softball. I injured it about 1.5 years ago playing soccer, and then didn't probably give it the attention it really needed. And about 3 months ago playing softball, I hurt my knee again and came here to Union Memorial and was diagnosed as having a torn anterior cruciate ligament. So I had the surgery, and here I am today with rehab and coming along quite well, we'll say.
What do you think about Union Memorial's program?
Oh, tremendous. I mean, I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for the tremendous personal attention I've received from the therapist, and I mean, I'm where I am because of them.
We can help the injured athlete here, and as far as training goes and conditioning, we will coach them in what to do, how to do it. We will aim them in the proper direction as far as being in shape goes, but their coaches are the ones who really know best what they need to do and how they should do it. And it turns out that this area, Baltimore, has really some terrific soccer coaches, and we don't have any problem with the coaches taking the primary lead in taking care of their own athletes.
Is there anything that the parents should know or that the parents can promote?
Well, absolutely. There's one thing parents have to know, and that is that injuries are part of sports. No matter what the sport is, if their child plays a sport, they may well be injured. Not guaranteed, but they may well be. And parents have to accept that. They should not be surprised when they get a bruise on the thigh, a torn calf muscle, a broken toe. This can happen, and they got to be ready for that.
What brought you to the sports medicine clinic here?
I have everything from conditions, like 3 conditions of painful stuff in my knee, to 2 meniscus tears and a whole bunch of ligament problems. That's about it.
Was this all soccer related?
Some of it, not all of it. Some of it was basketball, some of it was sports, some of it was just me. Union Memorial is the best place to go for sports medicine, and I wouldn't go anywhere else because people here are friendly and they care. If you say it's not working, then they care and they'll change it for you.
There's been a lot of publicity about the increase in the number of soccer injuries. Do you think that's true?
Well, moreover, in this past year or two, there's been some dry spells. The ground is pretty hard. That means kids can run faster, and when they hit the ground, they hit a harder surface. So from that point of view also, there are more injuries. But in general, I would say there has not been a real alarming trend increase in injuries. I think it's an expected trend.
There's been some publicity also about head injuries and brain damage due to hitting the ball. What's your thoughts?
Well, it's interesting. Somebody wrote an article that soccer was akin to boxing, that repeated head trauma could lead to chronic brain injury. And really, I think that's basically sheep dip. I just don't buy it. I think what happens, if you catch a ball on top of your head, when you head the ball, time after time, this could lead possibly to some damage. But that's not the way you hit a ball. You're supposed to hit it with this part of your head, and if you play the game properly and play it long enough, you're going to hit the ball where you're supposed to, and I don't think this is going to cause any significant brain damage, and I would tell parents not to be alarmed at any articles or reports you hear that soccer is going to cause chronic brain damage like boxing. It ain't so. We put on programs from time to time. We give talks to clinics. We will talk to teams or coaches, and any athlete who has a question about an injury or getting in shape or anything should just call us, come in here, and we'll be happy to see any athlete at any time and aim them in what we hope will be the proper direction.
Thank you, Dr. Howard, for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Quiet, please.
Tapes rolling, stand by, and action.
Action of the outdoor soccer season. The girls and boys state high school championships were played in the cold autumn air at North County and Old Mill schools, but the players warmed things up with some hard-hitting action on the field. In Class 1 and 2A girls action Friday night, the Oakland Mills Scorpions penned up the Hereford Bulls and stung them with a 2-0 shutout. It's the second crown in 4 years for the Scorpions. In state championship games, if the teams are tied after 2 40-minute halves of regulation play, they go to sudden death overtime. Severna Park and Centennial took their game to the limit and were still in a scoreless tie after 2 10-minute overtime periods. With no shootouts in Maryland Championship play, the Eagles and Falcons will have to share the roost atop the Class 3 and 4A girls. In the first matchup of Saturday play, the Patapsco Patriots tamed the Wild Lake Wildcats 3-0. The Wildcat players had shaved their heads prior to the game, but it was the Patriots who really scalped the Wildcats for the Class 2A title. In Class 1A action, the Pocomoke City Warriors went on the warpath. 3 minutes into the game, Teron Williams beat Sparrows Point keeper Angelo Pereira for Pocomoke's first goal, and the Warriors never looked back. Their intense, fast-paced play spoke well of their 14-3 season record. This was the same field where the Pocomoke girls had won the state field hockey title earlier this year, and their fans came out in force to show that they are number one.
Goal for Pocomoke.
They're doing great. It's 2-0.
Think your cheers are helping?
We hope they are.
Okay.
We're working on the second half.
Even some Warrior fans of the canine variety. Who's this fan?
This is Ace.
Ace. What do you think about the game, Ace?
What do you think about the game, Ace?
Well, you're not going to bark for me now.
Just give her a while. When we score the next goal, we'll come over and you'll hear her.
Midway through the first half, the Warriors' Josh Hickman scored unassisted, what turned out to be the game-winning goal. And Sparrows Point All-State midfielder Chris Butler was denied a goal just before the half, which would have cut the lead to 1. Pocomoke's balanced attack and gutsy play on a soft field kept Sparrows Point on the defensive for most of the game, and superior ball control by the Warriors enabled them to claim their 12th straight victory for Coach Alan Bird. Coach, looked like ball control was the name of the game out there today.
Absolutely. Our team needs to play with balls at their feet. We did an outstanding job of first defending their attackers and then attacking off of that. Ball movement's our key, and when we play that way, we're state champions. We knew we could attack them. They had to come at us, and we had numerous opportunities and a ball from Hickman into Chris Carpenter, and we finished it off. Then we get back out in the spring for club ball, and we start with summer and look to do this again. This was a lot of fun.
And it was Sparrows Point's Chris Butler who finally scored with just over 5 minutes left in the game to keep Coach Bobby Hallett's team from being aced and Pocomoke's 6th straight shutout victim. Coach, had to be a heartbreaker out there today.
Well, it was tough, but we have nothing to be ashamed of. Nobody expected us to get this far, and it's a sad day for us, but overall it was just a fantastic season for us, and we got nothing to be ashamed of. We played our hardest, and we got beat by a better team. We admit it.
Ceremonies were held after the games to award every player for their efforts and season accomplishments. The Centennial Eagles got another chance to cheer as their boys squad met Bel Air for the Class 3A title game. Although the Bobcats lost 4-1 in their first trip to the state tournament, they were only the 4th team to score on Centennial this season. Centennial wound up their perfect season 16-0, outscoring the opposition 62-7. And in the final game of the day, the Perry Hall Gators tried to put the bite on the Wildcats of Northwestern of Prince George's County. The Gators outshot the Wildcats 17-9, but fell behind 2-1 early in the second half and never regained the lead. The 3-2 victory gained Northwestern its first Class 4A title since 1973. All-star players from these and other teams around the league capped the 1995 high school season with the All-State season finale played at UMBC on November 20th. And while we're on the subject of boys high school soccer, let's look at the All-Baltimore City-County boys soccer team. And that's our look at the recent high school state finals. Congratulations to the winners and the losers for having great seasons in local soccer action. I came to the soccer house here at 8630 Bel Air Road to do my Christmas shopping. And, Zach, what are you doing here?
Hey, how you doing? I came here to do a little Christmas shopping.
You can't possibly.